He's sitting, bro.
But then in
right.
time lapse, just time lapse it.
All of us.
All right.
Everything before is deleted.
Okay.
Ready? Start.
Don't ask me a question.
Stop.
Just
All
ask
right.
Sean the
Welcome
question.
to Life with Lenny podcast. Here we go. This is Sean Kelly, Mike Piazza, Aiden Christine, Russell Francis, and what is your favorite show and why? I'd say my favorite show. It's hard to pick. I like Rick and Morty a lot. I like Stranger Things. What else do I like? I also like anime, Death Note, and Death Note, Naruto, One Punch Man.
That's what was funny is because after you said our names, you were just like, and.
Alright, Mike, come on, bro.
Okay, my bad. That was funny.
Now,
For favorite anime, I would say the favorite one that I watched fully was Death Note.
I told you, love it.
But favorite regular, I really like Rick and Morty. The show is so funny. What do you guys think about artificial intelligence? Do you think that eventually there might be a software that deserves rights, like a human deserves rights, kind
Talking
of,
about robots?
like a computer?
Talking about robots?
Yeah, like an artificial intelligence consciousness that seems
it'll
to be
probably
conscious
happen.
like us. What do you think?
They've literally given anything on this planet rights, so easily.
Yeah, I mean, like, even animals that, like, you know,
That fence outside probably has rights in some states.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, Aiden. That's far-fetched.
I'm just saying it's
Inaccurate.
But how many rights do we give them?
This, like, if they're, like, similar to humans or more intelligent, like, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, but what makes a human a human?
But what happens?
It's tough to know.
What would we
Empathy.
consider aliens? How would we
Empathy.
deal with aliens if they came here? If they weren't violent?
Oh my god, that would be crazy if they came here and we're just trying to be peaceful, and I'd like to think we would try and just not die, I guess. I feel like the chances of us getting visited are probably zero. Or very close to zero by aliens.
Yeah, I think that.
The universe is too big for spaceships to get here. It would take so long.
Yeah, you say that, but that's pretty biased to come from us, with us being so.
Well, even if you travel at the speed of light, some of the galaxies are billions of light years away, trillions of light years. So, and you can't even travel the speed of light.
There's so many areas of space that's nearby.
You would have to find a new way to travel, or at least just wait a really long time, like many lifetimes, or have a really long life.
That's saying that it's far away. What if it's not as far away as we think?
Oh, there's like other dimensions. That's even a cooler way to think about aliens.
Well, no, not even like. We've only explored like 5% of space. We really haven't explored shit of space. So.
Yeah, but the stuff that's really far away, we might never be able to explore, and they might never be able to explore with us. So, but there might be life. I mean, we're trying to go to Jupiter, and apparently on their moons, there's like ice, and I think there's water under there, and there could be life kind of like our oceans.
Yeah. 2030, Elon Musk says.
Why doesn't? I mean, there's sunlight on our planet, but maybe it could form just underwater. I don't know.
Elon Musk is sending people to Mars in 2030 with SpaceX.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who could
They're going to
volunteer to go
Mars?
to Mars? I would
They're going
back
to Mars
out.
2030.
I'd be like, yeah, pass.
Someone dedicates their life to science. If predictions go right and they get everything suited for them.
Man, that's so far though.
I would want to send like older people, not like young. Maybe like
No, the
40-year-olds
astronauts they just got picked and they're like 8. So by the
That's
time
11 years away.
by the time they're like 25, they're like prime peak of physical fitness to go.
Yo, 8-year-olds can't volunteer to go to Mars, bro.
Or like I
But
don't
they
know.
can be forced to go.
8-year-olds cannot volunteer. That's
I don't know
fucked
how
up.
it works, but I don't know how it works. We have to start teaching them very, very young.
Without an adult,
I don't know how.
you have to at least send like an adult or
You
two.
definitely have to be 18.
No, because by the time you're 18, it's gonna take you 5 years. It's gonna take you at least 5 years to learn about everything you need to know. Think about it. From agriculture to the science
Astronauts
aspect,
have
learning how to fly a jet. There's so many things.
Fly a jet.
Or a spaceship.
I believe it, yeah. Kids could probably be training.
And
right
that's
now
just
to go
all
to
science
space.
tech. Well, like I said before, once you get on there, you're gonna have to sustain life. You're gonna have to
Imagine
you're
right
gonna
now-
have to learn agriculture and how to make like synthetic oxygen and shit like that.
Imagine right now that they're training kids how to go to space.
It's almost like they are. Picking them at 18, I think would be too late because they'd be like low 30s, if even that, when they left.
Wait, when is this happening?
2030, but it might be pushed back. I don't know. Elon hasn't talked about it in
That's
a while.
far, dude.
He's working on this thing he calls the neural link. Have you guys heard of that?
No,
Yeah.
what
Where
is
he's
that?
trying to like hook up, kind of like you know, you can go on your cell phone and go on the internet. Like
Yeah.
imagine that in your like brain or like hooked up more efficiently, I guess, to your mind.
Google
I want-
pops up.
I
Or like
want
Google Glass or something like that.
I want virtual reality to be like a really like.
Who's Elon Musk?
Yeah, it's coming so
Big
soon,
thing
bro.
that-
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
It's gonna be
here.
so good
Have you guys seen
in a few years.
Sword Art Online?
He made
Wait,
Tesla.
let's talk one at a time.
Sword Art Online. Have you ever seen that?
What is it?
Sword Art Online.
No, what
It's
is
an
that?
anime. But like the way they portray VR in that show is like perfect. Like it looks so cool. That's what I want. I don't care about
It's an anime,
Mhm.
and it has VR. That's a cool concept.
That's
I
awesome.
did VR. My girlfriend had it. You put the goggles on, you like hold these sticks, and once you're in it, you like kind of change your whole mind, your whole like idea of a video game. So it was a lightsaber game. It was kind of like Tar Heel, but I had to hit like blocks that were coming at me. But when you're looking straight, is you see two lightsabers, and the vibration is on the remote. So when I was going like this, I would like touching them. I'm like touching them in the game. Like I would feel like I can't like push through the other lightsabers because the vibration like it like tricks your brain. So you're like, holy shit, this is actually like 3D, and it's super cool that it just gives you that like aspect of like reality. Like I'm actually holding lightsabers.
Yeah, that's
So the game,
vibe.
the game
right?
was super intriguing, and the vibration aspect is like super important because you actually think like, holy shit, like I can't like cross lightsabers or something like that. It felt like that. It was dope.
Yeah, in a few years, I mean, it could be like they might be able to make it almost indistinguishable from reality
Yeah.
potentially,
Have you
or
followed?
they'll make it more realistic at least.
Agreed. Have you followed Childish Gambino or Donald Glover? He's making a stadium. That's the whole entire stadium is going to be virtual reality, and like you'll be able to hear his music and like see up on the stadium, like what you're hearing. It's very cool. You should check it out.
Just because,
Oh, like augmented reality, like you'll be in the stadium and then stuff will be coming in the stadium and
Yeah,
around you.
like he had like
Wow.
the whole entire thing was a fish globe.
That's like that episode from Black Mirror.
Yes, that's what it is.
The freaking horror one. I don't want to spoil it, but everyone should watch Black Mirror if you have Netflix.
Yeah.
Honestly, such a good show.
Really good show.
And he's gonna like make like lights, I guess, come out or around the stadium.
Yeah, he had like fish moving inside of a globe for like one of his songs. It was pretty cool.
That's crazy. It's crazy to imagine where it's gonna be going in a few years with how fast technology advances. Like it's crazy to try and predict it. You cannot really accurately predict the future.
But we can see what's already there. Like if you play the virtual reality games, they're so realistic. Like he said, when you cross the lightsabers, you feel like they're actually there. I played this one horror game, and the floor dropped from underneath you, and I actually thought I was falling.
You got scared? You're like,
Yeah, I got scared, and I looked down, and the floor is like going everywhere. But it's
were you
just
holding sticks?
yeah, it's the vibe.
When they like vibrating, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, it
Right.
feels like you're actually falling.
Did you have a gun?
No, it was like a walkthrough game.
But like
Yeah.
in the show, so basically, you have like this headset that you put on.
the anime show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And basically you lay in your bed basically, and you just sit there and you say link start, and it basically transfers all of like your movements into this. It basically like links the headset to your brain,
Your mind.
and all of the movements that you would make normally get transferred into that headset type thing, and you stay stationary. You're basically like asleep in your bed, but you're like playing the game with it over your eyes. You know, it's
So
an
you're
interest-
asleep?
It's kind of in a way.
You do it like overnight, the whole night?
You do it just whenever you want.
Oh. That would be a cool concept though if it was like when you sleep.
You guys should watch the show.
Like why do we dream, you know? Why is that?
I feel like that's
Some
gonna
people
take
do.
away value of life. Like, if you're always dying in VR, and you're actually in like a dangerous situation in real life, you're like, yeah, it's fine if I like break my arm, because you're just so used to like always getting hurt or dying in VR. But when you actually do get like to where it's like a fatal death. It's like,
That's so
fuck, I'm
deep,
actually
actually.
dead right now.
That's the actual. That's ironic that you say that because the first season of Sword Art Online, all these people start the game Sword Art Online, and then the developer locks them in and basically puts this thing inside the headset that they're wearing. So when they die in the game, the headset just fries their brain and kills them.
That's awful.
Yeah. So basically, you're living a life in the game, and if you die in the game, you die in real life.
So it's like a dystopian future then.
Basically, 4 years. The game went on for 4 years until someone finally.
Reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting, actually. Wow.
You never think about it, but it takes away the value of actually living.
Yeah, some people argue that about regular video games though, which I would have to disagree with. I feel like regular video games does not mean you're gonna like become a school shooter just because you played shooter video games or you like violent video games. Because like honestly, some of them are very well built and they're honestly a lot of
That's
fun
like
to play.
saying any form of propaganda.
If you guys want us to make a Smash Bros video, comment down below and I will make one. Super Smash Bros.
I'm down for a Super Smash Bros. Video.
Yeah, we should do that with Ben.
But that's like saying any form of propaganda or media can influence us to be something.
It does.
It does.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't mean it will. Like,
If anything can happen, it will happen.
that's not entirely true.
It kind of is true.
There's always room for random.
Okay, but if a game is telling you to kill people, are you actually going to kill?
Well, that's
people?
something asking you to do something different.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Video games aren't bad for you. Exactly. Well, too much, but like honestly,
Well, there are
some people
fantasy.
become pros.
All I'm saying is.
So if you can become a pro and make money off it, it's not a waste of time.
All I'm saying is, it's not fair to say that any propaganda in the world, whether it be video games, social media, movies, TV shows, aren't going to influence your entire life.
Aren't or
Aren't.
They are.
they are.
Everything you do
It's the
influences your
culture.
life. Slightly, at least.
Not really.
Because it's your life.
Call of Duty, you're killing terrorists or you're killing bad people. That doesn't mean you're going to go outside after you play and start killing bad people. That's what I'm talking about.
But some people.
Some people have.
Okay, but is it fair to say that all people will?
No.
Exactly.
No, I agree with your
That's the point
standpoint.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I think some people just have mental issues that get triggered
the
from like
people-
shooting games.
The
Probably
people,
should talk about on our podcast.
the people that
No, we could talk about
that
this.
happens to are the games weren't the problem to begin with. It was the people that were the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's
Correct.
the point I'm trying to get.
Yeah, it's, if someone's like a shooter, like someone's gonna do that, like an actual in real life shooter, that's different from playing video games. So it's dumb trying to relate it to that. Like when news media does that, it's like so dumb.
Because it's like saying that we're unaware of reality.
Well, honestly, I think with VR, like I feel like if you do play a VR game where you genuinely feel like you're there and you like or feel like you're gonna die, and then like you get used to something like that, like I feel like it could make you more desensitized to that scenario or something similar to that in real, like potentially. I feel like over time that totally makes sense because you're getting desensitized to it in the game.
Yeah. Then we might have more people like killing
Because
themselves.
bro, like I used to play CS:GO for so many hours, bro, and just it got so used to like how like the game worked and everything. But like in real life, it's different from like picking up an AK. But like if you're in the VR, it might feel similar to like doing something like that. Like eventually, you know.
It's scary in a way, especially if like they make a gun, which they probably have it, where it's like a VR gun where you can like walk around with it. You know what I mean? Like
Shoot people.
I had like sticks in my hand, but it comes to a point where you can have like a gun. You know what I mean?
You can have anything.
I think then they're gonna have to put age restrictions on this type of thing because children can't have videos of guns being shown in their face, and we're saying it's a video
Again,
game.
Black Mirror, the censor.
But that's like
in the
saying-
little baby's head.
But you got to think about like right now. There's 9-year-olds playing GTA. There's 9-year-olds playing Call of Duty. It's
But it
basically-
doesn't feel.
Yeah, I never
Yeah, but
really
that's
got
just-
allowed to play GTA.
That comes again with
But I could play
parents.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
and all the other video games when I was younger.
I guarantee you there's going to be age restrictions on some VR games when they become obsolete.
No,
How would
there
they
is
stop
already. Like the scary games are probably.
But
18
kids are
plus.
still gonna be
Or-
able to play video. I mean, I played Modern Warfare 2. That was an M game.
It's like anything. If someone really wants to obtain something, they will. It's just life.
Dude, that was like the beginning of like such good FPS shooters with Modern Warfare 2, like quick scope, no scopes on Rust. You guys remember that?
Yeah,
Michael
we can-
Myers.
Or playing 1v1s and stuff, and yeah.
And you had to 360 off the top ledge for the last kill. Remember that? Or like no scope someone from the top.
Yeah.
That was the best.
So playing VR, like the graphics are pretty good, but they're not the best. But I think for the future to come, it's gonna look so real. It's gonna like, if we play VR for 5 hours, it's gonna like, confuse like our image of like actually what real nature is. You know what I mean? If the graphics are literally the same as like real life, it's
Yeah,
like,
because
it's like if it's a rainy day out, why not go in VR where it's sunny out? You know what I mean?
and the
that's-
physics would be slightly different. Like the
Yeah.
way you move in VR would have to be slightly different
I
from
feel like
real
your
life. So
eye-
you'd be disoriented coming out. You'd be like used to that, and you'd have to get reused to
yeah,
what
I
actual
feel like
reality feels like.
You're like
after.
denying your primitive instincts of like knowing your
It's so
surroundings.
unnatural, bro.
You're, like, cheating.
monkeys would never do that. They would never just put on goggles.
They
for
would
a long
tweak out.
time.
Yeah,
They would just take it off.
They would freak out.
There's different portrayals of VR, so we don't even know what portrayal is going to become a reality.
Just like, how do you define what virtual reality will become?
How do you define something that has?
Yeah, because they could overlay with augmented reality, so you're seeing through like a clear lens,
Good job, Sean.
and your field of vision isn't interrupted. But then like fake stuff is coming on, like where real life could be. So you could just see like someone sitting on a ledge or something else. So it could get very immersive, probably eventually.
Yeah.
I played the underwater simulation, and you're in like this shark tank. There's like sharks swimming around, and you can like walk 2 feet, and then at that point you're looking over the crate, and you can see like what's underneath you, but you won't be able to see that if you were 2 feet like back and you were looking forward. But if you walk 2 feet and look down, you can like see everything, and it's like insanely 3D.
Wait, what'd you walk on?
Well, in the game or
Well, the one you were using, you had.
Well, that was for the lightsaber game, but this game was like a Shark Tank simulator where it's taking me down like really far down. And
You're not
what I was
too
just saying
serious.
was you could like walk over the crate and like look down, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. But then you get nauseous because like when you're standing up, you're losing your balance. It's just super confusing for your body. And so I got really nauseous and I had to take it off. But that was my experience with the simulation aspect.
Do you guys think we have free will, or is everything predetermined?
I think we have free will.
So everything's not predetermined, or is everything predetermined?
Nothing. I don't think anything is really predetermined. Like, I could sit here right now and just hang out or fall asleep, or I could pick up that glass and smash it over Sean's head. Nothing is predetermined.
But you wouldn't do that.
Why not?
So
It's predetermined based on
If
what
it's-
choices you make, whether you say yes or no, or throughout the day. I feel like
What did I talk about?
I mean, you're just a product of the past, essentially, right?
this is too deep. I feel like we gotta.
No,
go the
nothing
other way
is
with this.
predetermined because I feel like when you're thinking of something being predetermined, you're thinking like, oh, based on that person's personality, they're going to do this a certain way, whatever. What if someone lived a life where they changed their personality every single day to where, yeah, I'm a laid back person. I would never hit someone over the head with something glass. I usually just am pretty subtle about things, but like, let's say I wanted to be not subtle one day and crazy another day and quiet the next day. Nothing is really predetermined. It's your decision. You know?
Yeah, but you don't know that you're being like controlled. You don't know if this is your fate. You just like
Yeah,
follow.
you're
You're just
doing
following. You're just following the trail.
Maybe what you think you control is what the fate wants you to do.
Basing off
That's
like
fire.
basing off like a realism answer.
That's like kind of spiritual, actually, right?
If you're
Oh, okay.
hold on, that's what I'm trying to say. If you're talking about monarchies, like if your dad's a king and you were born, you're following the path of the family. So now you're a prince, and then when your father dies off, it's your job to take over. That's as king. That's predetermined.
So there might be predeterminism, but it definitely feels like we have free will.
I guess
There might not be. It's hard to say for sure, but it like we feel like, oh, I make this choice or that choice, and it's up to me. So
When you bring yourself to
thoughts on college being so expensive. Is it worth it?
I mean, it's a little bit worth it, but at the same time, it might not be worth it. You might be better off spending your money elsewhere.
I think a better question.
It depends on the person.
It's not worth it unless you're like a middle class person.
It's definitely worth it if you're going to be like a doctor or like something where you need the degree for sure. But if you're not doing it for something like that particular job, it's debatable whether or not it's worth it.
What about the question, does education define a person? Proof of education.
No, not entirely. I mean, a little bit, I guess.
I would say yes, but
do we
not
think
professional.
society favors only people who go to college, only people who have degrees, or who do
No.
you think they favor more?
People drop out. Bill Gates dropped out, and he's saving millions of people. He's so rich, and he's so.
Yeah, it's not based on your formal education, but I would say it's based on your education.
It's based on what you do with your education more. I feel like
Yeah.
than just the education.
What do we think is more important, intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence is wisdom.
That's such a. It depends on you
Not-
define the
not
words. Like
entirely.
how do you define them before
Being
you
smart.
can.
Intelligence,
Being smart, wow.
intelligence you can gain from a textbook. Wisdom is usually done by living that scenario,
Then wisdom, I would
experiencing that
choose.
scenario.
I would also choose wisdom, but that's not how I define intelligence. I feel like intelligence doesn't have to come from a book.
Comes from experience.
It comes from
I
experience.
feel like wisdom is more of an experience thing.
Wisdom is experience, but intelligence is
I think
a
they're
combination of experience and a lot of other
I think
things.
there's similar synonyms. I use them together.
They are, but there is a difference.
It's hard to just choose one because they just go hand in hand so much. It's like,
I don't find.
what would you pick?
I don't think I'm as intelligent as I am wise. I think I have more wisdom than I do intelligence. Whereas I feel like a brain surgeon has more intelligence than he does wisdom.
All right. You guys want to start a new episode real quick?
Yeah, I have to use the bathroom.
All right. So if our brain is just like atoms, how do we know that they're different from regular atoms? How do we know that we have free will? For sure, like maybe it's all just a series of events that just happened. Like it just.
No, but how
You don't know it's your choices for sure. Like it could just be.
How do
already-
atoms in your brain control time?
They don't control time. They just pass. Like time just passes by, and then the atoms change from cells of your body to, I guess, dead.
I agree. Time is the only thing we can't change in this world.
Most of the time travel.
Yeah, but with Einstein's relativity, people's age at different rates. But time passes at different rates. Isn't that crazy?
What do you mean?
It's interesting, but then again, why not look at it like in a biology perspective, saying that
Like when
someone just has a worse heart than the other guy, his heart's gonna give out at 55. His heart's gonna give out at 70. If you're saying they have equal amount of diet and fitness, if they both do the same activities, you just might have a worse heart. How is that?
Yeah, that's different from Einstein's theory though, because if you're traveling at different speeds, you age differently, but every event to you like slows down equally, so you don't notice it. So you would be like, you take two twins and you send one of them really far away on a spaceship. The one twin will be like 8 years old, and the other one might be 40 years old.
Yeah, like Interstellar. Remember that?
Yeah, they age
when they went to a
differently.
different planet and everything was 7 years in the future, but to them it was only minutes.
Wow.
And then at the end, love was the answer somehow, and he found his daughter. Spoiler alert to Interstellar, but that was a really cool concept, honestly.
The
Yeah.
movie's so old, it isn't even that.
Yeah, but it's still a good one. It's Christopher Nolan. That was the best Batman movies, honestly. The Christopher Nolan Dark Knight series.
100%.
The one with the Joker, so good.
Keith Ledger.
I didn't even see the other Batmans that much, like not the newer ones.
You're not
But
missing out on much.
Yeah.
DC ruined all of them.
I really don't like DC and Wiki.
They
but
just don't
Marvel,
have-
honestly, I didn't even like Endgame that much. You guys see Endgame?
What?
I like that game.
Should we not?
Loved it.
Should we talk about it or not? So yeah, for like diet, I feel like the best diet for most people is probably like a whole foods plant-based diet. For the most part, I feel like people who live the longest typically mainly just eat plants, and it's probably just overall healthier for your body. I feel like long term, and it contributes to better health. But